Hey everyone, sound test. It's Ace coming at you live from the Raise E Show. Sound test. Sound test. How's everybody doing? This is a special episode. There's a new virus in China affecting young children. The social media images from China are a heart-rending deja vu. With photos of young children connected to intravenous lines receiving fluids from overcrowded hospital waiting rooms. For a world still suffering from the recent coronavirus pandemic, news from China about a sudden rise in respiratory ailments has prompted understandable concern. In Beijing, worried parents seeking help for their children are having to wait at least a day, even for emergency care.
The Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention reported more than 3,500 cases of respiratory infection admitted to the Children's Hospital. In Liaoning Province, almost 500 miles away from Beijing, there are more reports of sick children, overwhelming hospital waiting rooms. Chinese media blame the outbreak on mycoplasma pneumonia. Mycoplasma pneumonia, sometimes called walking pneumonia. I had that.
I had walking pneumonia when I was in my 20s, and it almost killed me twice. I was coughing up blood. I didn't even know I had pneumonia. I woke up at 3 in the morning with a massive headache, and within 1 hour I was coughing up blood. And if it wasn't for my ex-wife calling the on-call doctor and having this doctor prescribe antibiotics over the phone, I would have died. I know I would have. I would have been dead. That's how fast this shit hits you. It's so dangerous. I can't imagine a child having this, because I had it. I had it. And the suffering that I went through was terrible. So, China's covering up another illness because they're great at covering things up.
Great at gunning people down to the ground. And you know what, people? Pray for your families and your children, because right now, if I was the president, and I'm not, of any country, I would stop all flights in and out of China. China is gonna spread this thing like they spread fucking COVID. And there's gonna be more lockdowns. There's gonna be more sick children.
There's gonna be an overwhelming problem here if this thing doesn't get stopped now. I would stop all flights in from China immediately if I was the president. Every country is at the mercy of a spreading disease if you don't do the right things and set parameters fast. The President of the United States needs to sign an executive order to stop all flights immediately without gaining approval. But he won't, because he can't control anything. He can't even walk on a stage, and he uses a teleprompter. I'm in the Philippines right now, and if I was the president, I would stop all flights from China right now immediately, so we don't gain sick children here, and they don't suffer and die. Walking pneumonia is no joke. They need to nip it in the bud now, before we all
Gone down to the ground. You know, I'm Ace from the Raise E Show. My information's correct. Look at YouTube, people, if you don't believe me. Look at the videos on YouTube. And see for yourself. Do your own due diligence. Do your own research. I'll post a link. Here's one right here. Let me just send the link so you know I'm not a bullshitter.
This course is about systems and system thinking. We use system thinking to make sense of our...
The growing concerns in China as the country deals with a rise in respiratory illnesses and clusters of pneumonia in children. The World Health Organization formally asking Beijing for more details on the spike in cases. Britt Clennon has more from Hong Kong. Britt, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Yeah, China has given more information on these outbreaks of pneumonia among children, telling the WHO that it is not seeing any unusual or novel pathogens. Now, Chinese local media reported earlier that some hospitals in northern China are at capacity with
I'm watching the video. The hospitals are...
diagnosed pneumonia have been on the rise since last month, but these have now been...
I'm going to send the link now.
Viruses like the flu, like RSV and other
In
bacteria.
the comment section.
Now, health authorities note the uptick in cases may actually be because this is China's first flu season since it lifted its very strict COVID restrictions. And much like what you remember happening in the US, an influx of kids becoming ill when those lockdowns ended. But the WHO says it is closely monitoring the situation.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like...
And if this thing doesn't get stopped now, trust me, it's going to get out of control like their last virus. I don't know if you've seen what these people eat at their wet markets, but it's not clean and it's not healthy. And this is a new China outbreak. China outbreak. Let me post this for you. Here we go.
All right, so let's start this broadcast with the big story that we are tracking on Beyond at this hour. Now, it's pretty rare and difficult for information to, in fact, seep out of China because Beijing maintains a pretty firm hold in keeping certain things secret that it does not want the general public to know. But sometimes information does leak out from within China. Now, there is an interesting bit of information that has come forth in terms of the mystery illness that has been witnessed in China, which has been making headlines globally over the course of the last few weeks. Now, there are reports that a doctor in China claims of a new local mystery illness outbreak on the 13th and the 15th of December at a school. And all 30 children reportedly got infected and also developed fever besides other symptoms. A boy was reportedly infected with mycoplasma and had psoriasis all over his body. But this comes at a time when the Chinese officials claim that the situation with regard to prevention of respiratory infections has remained pretty stable. In fact, authorities have said that China has recorded a decline in the number of pediatric respiratory infections. The decline has been reported at both secondary and higher level medical institutions nationwide. The World Health Organization has been monitoring a rise in respiratory illnesses in children in northern China since the middle of October. China has attributed the surge in the number of infections to several factors, including that of the lifting of the COVID-19 restrictions and the arrival of the cold season, and due to the existing pathogens such as influenza, mycoplasma, and other respiratory syncytial virus. The children generally get affected by mycoplasma pneumonia and RSV, and earlier there had been these pretty strange images that had emerged in China of children doing their homework even while they were hooked on to IV drips. It was bizarre as to why children still have to do their homeworks when they were being given these IV drops. The hospitals were flooded with sick children, and there were queues of patients that were seen outside of many pediatric hospitals in China. In late November, health facility in Shanghai was receiving more than 8,000 outpatient emergency visits, and it was distributing nearly about 1,400 outpatient intravenous drips per day. The world over, the countries are reporting a surge in infections related to pneumonia, and according to the latest, the Japanese authorities have also sounded a bit of an alarm about the rising infections, especially in terms of flu. Now, the average number of cases per medical institution has also surpassed the warning levels.
We've got a new outbreak, people. I would suggest stocking up on food, things that you need, antibiotics, breathers, anything that's going to help your children survive if they get this. If the flights are not stopped from in and out of China to countries like the United States, the Philippines, Canada, anywhere where they want to go, and fly into airports, they can be a carrier and not even know it. It's gonna spread this thing like fucking wildfire. People, I'm telling you because I care, but I don't talk lies, I don't talk bullshit, I talk real shit. Peace out.